Hi everyone, welcome to another executive interview. Today I'm joined by Anurag Vasisth, the co-chair and group CEO at Loyalty Now. Loyalty Now is an Australian headquartered SaaS company that is specializing in payment linked offers, loyalty and rewards technology. Anurag, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Loyalty Now has shown impressive growth and strategic expansion over the past few years. So, can you elaborate your vision for the international expansion and the specific markets that you're targeting?
Sure. So our international expansion plans hinge on a two-pronged strategy. One is essentially replicating the success in the industry verticals we've conquered in Australia, which are primarily airlines, insurance, telco, large coalition programs, and also fintech. So those are the industries we want to replicate that success, of course, after applying the layers of innovation as necessary in those markets. And second is uncovering potential of new industries as the new markets present, and also taking into mind and account the dynamics of those markets. In talking about the specific markets, we are looking at a segmented approach for international. So the first stop is most likely to be Asia Pacific, which is closest to Australia, and also the markets we have a fair degree of not only influence but also a very strong pipeline in. So the hub markets like Singapore and Hong Kong are more likely to be the first few markets of the rank, cabs of the rank, and then followed by the others. Middle East and EMEA region broadly could be the next, followed by the US. Now this is just a plan like any other nimble startup organization. We would pivot as necessary, depending upon the capital, depending upon the strength of the opportunity, scale of the opportunity, and so on and so forth.
Amazing. That's wonderful, Anurag. Now, moving on, Loyalty Now boasts a very globally unique, frictionless loyalty platform. So, can you discuss the key differentiators that set your technology apart from your competitors?
Absolutely. There are many differentiators. I'd like to summarize the top three and also supported by an overlay on top. The first one is our enterprise-grade technology. It's a robust technology, the way we have built it, and we are very pleased and proud of that. Not only because of what we've put together internally and tested very, very robustly, but equally it has passed the road test. And when I say the road test, I mean implementation with a super large airline, implementation with a super large telco or an insurance company, and many others for that matter. And if you're able to pass the test of that scalability, and the technology is not bursting from the seams, you know you've done something right. So enterprise grade is very, very important. The second one is cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is something which we've been very passionate about from day one. So we did the right thing from day one, as opposed to just doing things right later, right? And that led to us receiving our payment card industry data security standards, or PCI DSS level 1 certification, right? We've had that for about 4 years in a row. And as of last week, we've actually got the latest version of that, which is PCI DSS version 4, and that to level 1, which is the highest level of certification. So that is unique in the market. A lot of our competitors boast or claim to be PCI DSS compliant, right? So compliance is not equal to certification. You got to go through jump through the hoops to get the certification. And then, are we ready for the globe? And that can only be made possible through compliance to the international standards. So we've always complied to the international standards. Now we are certified. So as of last week, we've also gotten our ISO 27001 certification, which is something which the entire team, including me, is very, very proud of. And that's another label which we can put on our proposition now. Now, these are the material hard facts. All these are brought to life through thought leadership, which I believe is our core differentiator. All these things are differentiators, but what brings them together is our thought leadership. And it is our thought leadership towards the clients, for the industry, with the industry, which allows us to build unique solutions with the clients. So what we have put together for a large airline is quite different from what we put together for the large insurance company or a telco, for that matter. And it is the thought leadership which allows us to then leverage our core technology, build in layers of innovation as necessary and when necessary, apply all these labels onto it, and then deliver a robust and unique solution.
I understand. Those are very key points that you have raised over there, Anurag. Now, speaking of strategic moves, your partnerships with major players like the American Express and JCB are very impressive. So, how do these collaborations actually contribute to your growth strategy and market penetration?
Our focus, when we reached out to Amex, who, by the way, also represent JCB in this market, right, our thought process was very simple, to just ensure that we are ubiquitous across the payment acceptance types. So we were already connected with FPOS, MasterCard, Visa, which are the large local and international schemes. So the missing link was Amex and then JCB, right? So that was a natural progression for us in terms of the conversations, which led into a partnership, and here we are. So what it means for our customers, or our clients and their customers, is they can offer the same ubiquity to them now, right? So Rhythm, for example, who's a frequent flyer member of a certain airline, which we power, or you are a member of a certain insurance company we power, now has a choice to register her Amex or a JCB card over and above MasterCard or Visa card. So we were payment agnostic, we are payment agnostic, and we'll always remain payment agnostic. We are network agnostic, but by adding Amex and JCB, we've actually added one more module into that agnostic approach, and in effect given more choice to our end customers.
Amazing. Wonderful, Anurag. Great to hear about your progress. Now, your client roster includes very prominent names like Qantas, Medibank, and Telstra. So, can you tell us, how do these partnerships actually validate your platform's effectiveness and appeal to potential investors?
The short answer is solution for segments. As I mentioned earlier, when you asked the previous question about what differentiates our technology, and I talked about enterprise-grade security, cybersecurity, ISO standards, et cetera, but I also talked about thought leadership. And it is our thought leadership which has allowed us to differentiate our solutions across all these verticals. So none of them were similar. And we do not lead with is a simple plug and play, one size fits all. That's not our approach. We believe in creating solutions for segments. We believe in consultative selling. So we have to first understand what is the problem that industry in general, but client in specific, is trying to solve for. And then we apply the layers of our technology, the versions of our technology, the overlay solutions we have on top of our technology to create something which is fit for purpose for that client. So if you look at what we've done with Qantas, for example, is quite different from what we've done with Medibank, and which is quite different for what we may have done with Telstra or some of the other clients. So end user experience could be quite different as a result of those unique approaches we have taken, even though the underlying core technology might still be same, with the same robust enterprise grade, same robust PCI DSS, same robust ISO, and so on and so forth.
Amazing. Completely understand that. Now, in the light of the current economic challenges and the rising cost of living pressures, how is Loyalty now adapting its strategies to attract and retain customers?
We keep a close watch on what's happening around, not only domestically, but also internationally, and look at the trends which are trending across the world, and then take approaches in terms of what are the best practices we can bring to Australia, and at the same time, what are the best practices we can invent in Australia and take to the world, right? So for example, loyalty industry in Australia since the beginning of time, and I've been a domicile of Australia for coming up to close to 2 decades now, has been more points-based. So eventually we have all become points junkies, and that's what we kind of connect with. Like I choose to have all my cards connected to one particular program and then collect all my points and then redeem maybe around the Christmas time, but that's me. There could be other people. But if you now extend that into what's currently happening, the cost of living pressure. So one of the approaches we're taking is, how do we alleviate the cost of living pressure? And cashback is one of the ways. And one of the leading programs we've done with a large consortium of multiple unions is all about that. How do we put more money into the pockets of Australians every single month so as to alleviate the cost of living pressure? They can probably end up paying one extra bill as a result of that cashback, or pay that extra school fee as a result of that cashback, or buy that new pair of shoes for the daughter or the son. All that adds up. So cashback becomes one of the approaches, but then being honest about the cashback as well. So one of our models is, when we work with the merchants or the brands, we look to pass the entire benefit to our members or to our clients, and then they can choose how they want to split it. We are primarily a technology company, augmented by our merchant services organization. So we were always a technology company at the core. We will always remain a technology company. And how do we put that technology to use, and how do we bring it to life in combination with other services like merchant services, like prepaid card services, like gift card services, and so on and so forth. To constantly create value for the members is a mantra.
Absolutely. I have to say, Anurag, it's great to hear about such adaptive strategies, like given the environment, you're adapting to the different strategies. So that's wonderful. Now, for potential investors, what are the most compelling reasons to invest in Loyalty Now at this stage of your growth?
So I'll probably summarize into the top three. First one, we are a B2B SaaS organization. B2B SaaS is one business which has always attracted a lot of investments because it's a proven, tested model. Yeah? So we are a B2B SaaS company, and we work on the principles of B2B SaaS. Yeah? And one thing I like to highlight to our investors is we are B2B, we were B2B, and we will remain B2B. And that is our promise to our clients also, which means we'll never impeach upon our clients' customers. We will never be a B2C, right? So therefore, there's no conflict of interest for our clients. Yeah. So clients continue to love us. And if the clients continue to love us, investors hopefully will continue to love us as well, right? Mm-hmm. The second thing is we are highly scalable. In fact, our technology head always tells me that we are infinitely scalable. And I love that because we are a cloud-based technology. We are powered by Microsoft Azure, now with the layers of security like PCI DSS, ISO certification, etc. And that model is infinitely scalable, which means operating out of Australia, we can actually service the world. We might need some warm bodies in each market we operate from a client services point of view, from local engagement, and from an ops point of view. But from Australia, we can service the world. So it's infinitely scalable, right? And third is the kind of money we make through this model. So our gross margins are akin to a typical B2B SaaS. So as of last check, our gross margins were in the vicinity of about 80%. So 80% gross margin on whatever we make is a good model. Yeah, there are not too many models around the world which can promise those levels of gross margins. In saying that, admittedly, we are in a growth path at the moment. So we have a cash burn, a good cash burn, like most of the other successful scalable companies around the world. And coupled with a good cash burn and a B2B SaaS model with high gross margins, we are poised for a high degree of success, commercial success in the future. And hopefully that success is acknowledged by the investors, and investors will partake in that successful journey along with us.
Absolutely. Well, I have to say, Anurag, you have literally summarized all the key points perfectly for our viewers.
Thank you very much.
So for everyone watching this interview, if you would like to get in touch with the team at Loyalty Now, please feel free to connect with them by using the information visible at the side of your screen or in the description of this video. And Anurag, I have to thank you for coming in and sharing wonderful insights about the work that you and your team are doing.
Thank you very much for calling us, and thank you for the opportunity to share our views with your viewers and also the discerning investors. We look forward to receiving your queries. The website is already on the screen. Reach out to us, and we'll love to interact with you. And hopefully that interaction converts into a degree of collaboration or investment with us as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.